I've just gone live just before I start today at 2 o'clock, just to give people some time to find me. Hello! I will be starting a lovely session today on a rainbow of feelings collage. So we're going to be thinking about lots of different feelings that we have and how they might make us feel inside sometimes. So we all feel all kinds of things every day. Sometimes it might not just be one emotion that we're feeling, sometimes they can be all mixed up. So today I'm feeling a little bit tired, but I'm also very excited. So I hope you are too. And I found a toy of mine that has all the colours of the rainbow in. So that's like us. We feel all kinds of things. So we don't just always feel happy, a little bit like if you think of the Disney film Inside Out, they have lots of different characters. So they have a red character that's really angry, and they have the character called joy, disgust, fear, and sadness. And we feel all those types of emotions. So it's important for us to express them. So we're going to do a little collage today. And I've just started off with a piece of paper with a dinosaur and a cloud. And if you join me at any time and think, oh, I've only just found you, what have you said? Can you let me know? Ask me any questions on the way through. If you need me to repeat anything, if you join in 5 minutes in and you're not sure where to start, please write me a comment. So I'll be watching the screen and then I'll be looking at my comments to see what you might like to say. You might like to say you're having fun. You might be telling me what you've enjoyed most about this festival this week. So you might have joined in with lots of different activities. So let's see. Emotions and feelings. What are they? They're like a big rainbow. And sometimes I think animals might feel quite similar emotions to humans sometimes. So I found this lovely bright picture in a book of a rainbow and all the animals. And I just thought, if you think about people and animals, that sometimes we might feel or act or sound the same as them. So, for instance, if an elephant stomps along, boom, 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 that might be like us when we're feeling a bit tired and grumpy. Or sometimes we might feel a bit wibbly wobbly, wibbly wobbly, and it might not be like an animal, it might be like a wibbly wobbly jelly. Who knows? So today it's just about putting your feelings onto paper. I've just got a picture of mine of the Rainbosaurus Rex, and I'm going to do lots of materials around it. And I'm going to use lots of different colours because the colours I use are going to represent different feelings. So if I'm feeling a little bit sad, I'll use the colour blue. If I feel a bit tired and grumpy, I might use the colour red. If I feel happy, I'm going to use the colour yellow. If I just feel a little bit muddled up, I might do lots of different colours. So it's up to you. You can choose a colour that you feel represents how you feel. So I did some little characters before. I show this quite often, but these little characters at the bottom, they have all different emotions. So you can see some are feeling a little bit sad, some are feeling grumpy, some are happy, one's got a face with a smile that just goes straight across. So maybe they don't know how they're feeling, and that can be like us sometimes. And it could be a cheeky wink or a smile. You could be feeling in love and have love heart eyes. So you could draw characters. around your collage. So I was going to start off with collage, but as many people know that do arts and crafts out there, we don't always just stop at using one thing at a time. So I'm using collage materials, which mean just lots of bits and bobs that I've collected over time, different types of paper and things from magazines and pictures. I'm going to use some felt tip pens, and I might even use some paint. And on Friday, we did a rainbow collage doodle. I haven't stuck any materials on mine yet. I only just finished doodling yesterday. So if you wanted to do a big rainbow and fill it with collage materials, you could do that. You could mix it up. You could use a little bit of paint, some crayons, some papers, whatever you want to do. It's your piece of work. And I'll show you a few more. So this is a collage session I did a few weeks ago, and it's just really random. It's just how I felt on the day, doing clouds and dinosaurs and a pig. So you might even use a piece of magazine or newspaper that you've got lying around your house and do some collage on top of that. What else do I have? I'll show you some more for any grown-ups watching. This is an old page from a book that one day I used lots of paints all over because I was feeling really energetic and I couldn't concentrate too much, so I splashed paint all over the page and then stuck a picture on. So you could do something like that. And another day I started off on a big white piece of paper and just added lots of collage materials on, so words and sayings from magazines, and collected pictures of drawings I'd done before and used lots of colours. And I was painting on here, and I did it over a few days. Every time I let it dry a little bit more, so I used lots and lots of paint over here. And then with the swirly whirly pattern, I used some oil pastels and scratched into it with some scissors, which you have to be very careful with. But I also found out afterwards you can use a pencil to scratch into the oil pastels and it will still make the same pattern. Pop this over here on my mountain of other things on the floor. Oh, going back to animals. So, here's a friendly lion. But we all know that lions like to roar! So sometimes it helps us to feel better when we feel a little bit grumpy, just to go roar somewhere. Or if you went for a walk and there's a big space outside on top of a hill and you have your grown-ups' permission just to let it all out and go roar. And sometimes you might just want a hug. So sometimes this is all we need when we're feeling different things. We might just need a cuddle, and that can just make us feel all nice and calm inside again. Ooh, lots of things around the desk. What shall I show you next? And then I'll start working. And feel free to start painting and drawing and doing your collage as I'm chatting. You don't have to wait for me to stop talking because I do chat a lot. Ah, hello. Darcy says she is feeling bright and smiley like a rainbow butterfly. Darcy, I have some fairy wings. I'll show you. Like Tinkerbell wings. I love butterflies. Ha ha ha. Lovely. So you're feeling bright and smiley like a rainbow butterfly. What a lovely feeling that must be. Oh, hello Maggie. I love your kiddie sessions. I'm hooked on. Yes. So this makes me laugh so much. I've started doing sessions on a Sunday at 2 o'clock, and I called them mini moo sessions because whilst we was all in lockdown, I heard about the Balpa Moos. So at 6:30 in the evening, the people that lived in Balpa, they would go moo, and I thought that was hilarious. So it stayed in my mind, and because my name is Scraggy Moo, I thought my sessions for little ones could be called mini moos, and I love them. So thank you, Maggie. Hey, that's my hug book. I think Kirk is also hooked on these sessions because sometimes I borrow all his things. So yes, sometimes they make their way into my craft room for my sessions. And I'm holding my lion upside down. Maybe Marie's feeling a bit topsy-turvy today. But I found this lion and thought it was an interesting one to show because it's black and white. So instead of colouring it in normal colours that we would know as a lion to be, I use black and white because sometimes things aren't just black and white. Things aren't always obvious. So that's a bit like how we feel. It's not always clear in our minds how we feel. So if we was acting different one day and someone said, "Oh, what's up?" Sometimes we don't know the answer because we're not sure. So we might feel a little bit like a panda bear. But whatever you do, when you need to do your art, use your imagination. Do 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 do. Imagination. Yes, that's what we should do because I always find art makes me feel a lot better. Oh, and another one for the grown-ups. I did a drawing which could become a collage. So if I hold it that side, I don't block the light. This is Life is a Circus. So how we juggle emotions, and sometimes life is a balancing act. Sometimes we need to take positive risks. So like going over a tightrope. And what else have I wrote? Hope is the thing with feathers. Emotional juggling. Butterflies of spirit. Nerve-wracking moments. So that could be doing a trick for the first time and you feel nervous. Yes, chatter, chatter, chatter. That's what I do best. So let's do some collage. And if you want to show me your pictures afterwards, please send them in. If you can't post them to my wall, then you can inbox me a message. If you ask your grown-up, oh, I'm going to do an owl on the dinosaur's tail. Ask your grown-up to send me a message and you can share your photographs. And if you would like a Rainbows Rex, which is a colouring in picture, it's our little festival mascot. And I know I've started talking again. I don't last long without talking. So this is the Rainbows Rex. I turned mine into a hat. I also kept printing them out and then I laminated them to make a dinosaur bunting, or you might do a picture for your fridge. So when people have made donations, I have sent you a picture so you can colour in, and a suggested donation for a little picture is £3. So that is for charity. All that money will go to charity, every single pound, and it's also fun for you to do. So if you would like one, I send you one of these and you might colour it in like this one, but it doesn't have to be green. If you want your dinosaur to be pink or have polka dots or be yellow, that's why it's blank, because it's yours to do whatever you want with. Back to the collage, you say. Do 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 do. Sticky things. Oh, flowers. So I'm thinking, I'm feeling all kinds of things today. How is everyone else feeling? Kirk, how are you feeling that I've got your book? I will give it back. And Amanda, how are you feeling today? So is Darcy with Andrew, or is Andrew doing some collage, or he might be writing, because earlier today we had a lovely friend of mine called Tom who told us lots of ideas for creative writing to write stories. Let me scroll down. No messages yet. Sometimes I forget to scroll down and then I don't see the messages till I've finished. I found some more things on my desk. I will keep stuff in, but I think you've got the idea. Just paint, draw, collage as I chat away, and then I'll do some with you. A cookie monster, and that's because I like cookies. I like eating biscuits, so I like a cookie monster. So maybe I might draw him. I've got an alien from Toy Story. Ooh. Because sometimes what we feel can feel alien to us because we don't always understand how we feel. And this is a beautiful birthday card that Olive made for Kirk. And this is a lovely collage. So you can see collages can be made up of all kinds of things. And this is like a monster. So she used the balloon and put lots of googly eyes on. And you can see she's done lots of swirls, used glitter and circles and rainbows. So if you're feeling happy, you might use stars and rainbows and sparkles. And if you feel scared about something, you could draw a monster. So there's lots of ways you can represent your feelings. And I keep saying represent, which is a big word, but if I try and make it more friendlier, it means to do a collage. It can show people how you're feeling, because people might ask you about it and say, oh, that looks like you've been very busy today. You've used lots of colours. I can see when you was making circles, you were doing it with lots and lots of energy. How was you feeling when you was doing that? And then you might say, well, I was feeling grumpy. Rah! So you might just do lots of swirls. Then you might be feeling super happy. Whee! Big smiley face. And you might draw a butterfly. I do it really simple. So you could draw things that make you happy. You might think about the friends you like to play with. Say, if you stay at a safe distance in a park and you meet up, you might do a picture of them or your football that you like to play with. Going to do a blue wave. To say sometimes you can feel up and down, sometimes happy, sometimes sad. It's me and Darcy at the moment. Oh, lovely. Oh, you'll have to show me, Amanda and Darcy, what you're up to. I feel relaxed and Sunday slow-mo, like a sloth. Oh, I'm definitely in that mode. And then I found myself painting my face today. And I was doing that whilst I was listening to Tom about creative writing, which was really interesting. But I had to change one cloud because it went right over my nose and it looked a bit like a nose strip. So that changed. I changed my idea there. A fox on a rainbow. Just because that's fun. Sometimes, well, most of the time really, I feel silly. So I just like making things up, which really, isn't that the best way to be creative? That you don't try and think too much about it. You just do it. You just see how you feel. So I've got colourful stickers and gems. I get them from the pound shop. And that's lovely because I'm doing a rainbow feeling, and I'm feeling all sorts, all those colours remind me that it's okay to feel all those things that I do. Like Amanda said, if you just feel like, oh, it's Sunday slow day, nice and relaxing, I'm going to be a sloth and just relax. That's what you should do, because if that's what your body is telling you to do, sometimes you feel better for trying to do something when you're feeling tired, and sometimes you feel worse because you tried to push yourself to do something and you're like, I just want to stay in my onesie. But it's too hot for me to stay in my onesie today. I've got a big blue penguin, which I love snuggling up in at night time, but yeah, it's way too hot for me to wear. Have you been enjoying any Yes, it did look like a nose strip. And of course, I don't mind when things like that happen. I don't mind at all. But I thought, I don't want to confuse people watching, like, what is that on her nose? So I thought maybe I'll just change them to little stars. And maybe you have face paints at home that you could use. Sometimes I find my collage box is running low, so if you have any magazines at home, it's good when you're chilling out at home and relaxing. You might sit back and read, or you could cut out things from magazines, pictures and words, and keep your boxes topped up so you've always got something. Oh, so I've just found a little picture of Alice in Wonderland with a little white rabbit. And that reminds me of our cat Louie and how he looks after me. I just thought, Darcy, you have a little cat now, don't you? I remember Mummy showing me your kitten, but I can't remember what your kitten is called or how big it is. And I'm going to stick this picture over my drawing. But sometimes as you go along, you might change your mind. You might stick something down on paper and then cover it up. I find my work tends to do that over a couple of days. I'll go back to something and decide, I'm going to add some paint to it or some oil pastels and just splat some paint on the paper. Love your face paints. Thank you, Kate. A lovely rainbow. And as I was painting it on, I thought I am a big kid still because I don't want to take it off tonight. And I always felt that way as a little girl when you go somewhere to have your face painted. I almost felt like, oh, at bedtime I didn't want my head to hit the pillow because I knew before it did, my mummy would be telling me to go and wash it off. Like, maybe I should be a nocturnal creature and then I could stay up all night with it on. Woohoo! Sun rays from the dinosaur. So, like I said, if you start off with collage, like I said I would today, I don't generally just stick to one thing because my mind, like a feeling, works a bit like a firework. You go ping, 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 ping. Always a billion ideas. So that's how my work turned out so far. So that's what it's looking like at the moment. I've got sun rays coming from the dinosaur because I'm feeling happy. The blue wave is because sometimes I go up and sometimes I go down because sometimes I'm feeling tired. But that's because I've put all my energy into something and my body's telling me to rest. Then I've got rainbow colour stickers to show you that I feel all the emotions that we have. And I hope you do too, because it's good to process all those emotions. Then I've got a fox sitting on a rainbow, a hedgehog on the dinosaur's leg. What's it doing there? An owl on the dinosaur's tail? Goodness me, what is going on here? So that's me being silly, which is more or less most of the time, every day. Then I have a fairy jumping out of a flower because I like magical stories and I like to be a big kid. So a bit like Peter Pan, I never want to grow up. Then I've got flowers, a rabbit, some scribbles from when I was thinking, my brain's working too fast, and a butterfly. So I'll just keep adding some on. So there's no one way to do this. You just make it up as you go along. And I find it super relaxing. So that's how it helps me. It helps me to feel relaxed. It helps me to, even if I was to do this for a little time every day, it keeps my imagination ticking over. Where if I stopped and didn't do art for a long time, my brain might feel a little bit rusty. A bit like if we don't look after a bike chain and it gets rusty, we need to oil it to make sure it keeps moving. So that's how I feel when I'm being creative. And I'm going to stick this picture on. It's a little doodle of a face. Hey! Wait a minute, which way do I look? This way? She looks like me. She's got a rainbow face. Ha! What a surprise! I forgot that was in my little box. And maybe I'll stick it there. Yeah, bye-bye butterfly. You can be flying behind. Yeah, so that's another thing I do. I layer things up. And sometimes I like to do things, I can have things within the paper or just sticking off the edge. So it comes off the side. What else shall I do? What does this say? Look, great. I'm going to stick the word great on because that's how I'm feeling at the moment. I feel great. I know the words really good now, but I'm making up my own words and my own song because that's part of being creative too. I feel great. I feel great. So good. So good. Woo! Boom, 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 boom. Ooh, bold and beautiful. There, that's a nice message. I'll put that on. Bold and beautiful is my cloud. So that relates to a feeling, how you can feel confident and you feel good. So bold. Oh, yay! And if by magic you can see that says Rainbow Brights, so I'm going to stick that on my collage too. I'll stick that by the little girl with the rabbit. Oh, beautiful. Stick that on there. And I wonder if I have my little list up here. I was thinking what follows on from me today to let you know. I think it's the Move into Feelings workshop. So there's still lots to go on today. My brain, I'm just disappearing to the floor to get my list. And now I'm back. Let's see. Yes, so after me is my friend Adele, and she's doing a lovely session. So you might need some room in your living room or wherever you're watching this from. It's Move into Song session which will be lovely because it will flow onto this collage today when we're doing a rainbow of feeling, that how can we express movement and our feelings by the way our bodies move. So it's not about dancing and learning steps or a sequence, it's about how we move to express ourselves. So that will be a magical workshop. Then at 4 o'clock we have a man called Ray who's going to be looking back at photographs if you've been joining him with the photography challenge. And at 5 there's going to be a lovely story, craft and song time with Jemima and Ben. And it's such a beautiful book. You'll want to have nice snuggly blanket, cookies and milk or whatever you like to drink and snack on, and some nice cushions around you, because they'll do a lovely session. They've written a book. So Jemima's illustrated the story and Ben has written the book with Jemima, and he's written a song and it's called Hibernate With Me, and it's such a beautiful story about sometimes when you just need to stop and rest and have somebody to look after you. So that's lovely. And then we have a human jukebox. So a jukebox is something that normally selects little records and plays music, but this jukebox comes in the shape of a man. So he's so good, he knows so many songs for children and adults of all ages and different styles of music. And if you was to write a message when he's on from 6 till 7, one of the songs that you like, that you might sing at home, he would probably know it. And I've just found a little message on my desk. A rainbow of friends is a dream we can share, where everyone's treated with kindness and care. Oh, isn't that so lovely? So sometimes we need to have our friends and family around us to help make us feel safe. And sometimes we need to be kind to ourselves. Oh, I just found another picture. And I could just keep finding pictures because my desk is full of them. Oh my goodness. So again, we got sweets and chocolates and lollipops that have different expressions on their faces, so how they might be feeling. We've got angry birds. So sometimes just by changing the eyebrows on your drawing and the direction they're pointing in can change an expression, like on our face. If we were grumpy or happy or sad, our face changes. So you could look at emojis. What do emojis mean? How do you recognize emojis? Or monsters, because feelings seem a bit alien to us sometimes. Yes, a few more little stickers. Pop another fairy on. And I will probably keep talking for another 10 minutes or so, and then I can say hello to Adele and make sure she's okay before she plays on here today. Oh, and sometimes I cut my drawings in half, so I've drawn a face. Oh, I wonder if I could put it on mine. Ooh, look at me. Ooh. So I just have random bits of my pot and I will probably stick it on there. And maybe I was feeling inventive that day. Yeah, when I think back, I drew this a few weeks ago and I didn't want to do a skin colour that was real, unless you know anybody that has blue skin. I wanted it to be mysterious, a bit like the film Avatar, where they have mysterious creatures and things, so you can be imaginative. So a face could be purple, it could be pink, which comes back to like how we're feeling. If you're feeling bright and happy, maybe you could draw a face and colour it yellow and orange. Or if you're feeling sleepy, what colour could you use? Maybe purple, because that reminds me of lavender. And some people like the smell of lavender to help them relax before bedtime. I'll do another little flower there. Got some legs. I'm going to do it. This was from a fairy picture. And for some reason, I've cut that in half as well. I think it's because I just like to play with shapes and patterns and to forget what I'm actually looking at and as we know it. So shifting things from our awareness, what we know they are and where it should belong, and just mixing it up with different things. Do, 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 do. So thank you for joining me today, everybody. It's lots of fun when you have your friends joining in. And I wonder what your collage is looking like. Oh, I found another owl. Tweet-too. I love owls. And where could this sit on? It could sit on top of the cloud. So an owl is wise. So an owl could be, when I want to learn something new, I could pick up a book and start reading if I'd like to learn something. So I might feel that I need to exercise my mind and I need to do some work because I don't want to feel bored. So I could do a course, I could read a book, and that's what the owl is. Feeling good because it's fun to learn, keeps your mind busy, and you can learn some fun facts about the world. Another little owl. I'm putting another owl there. And what else could I use? Oh, surprising. Yes, I'm going to stick that word on. Surprising. Hello, Michelle. Oh, that's lovely. A big love heart picture. So I wonder what that makes. I would guess when I see a happy face cuddling a heart and lots of hearts coming up in the air, that would mean that you're feeling happy. Yes. And in love and just all warm. Sometimes you feel all warm and fuzzy inside when you're happy. Surprising. Where could I put that? On my cloud again. So you could just mix it up. And oh yeah, I'll show you my trick I mentioned in the beginning about oil pastels. So if any of your grown-ups have some oil pastels at home, could work with wax crayons as well, because that's where I remember it from at school when we covered a whole page with different colours, wax crayon, then went over the top completely with black and then scratched it out. So I'm going to use a colour. I'll use blue because blue is one of my favourite colours because I love nature so much. So blue is in the sky and the sea and the raindrops. So I love that colour. It feels fresh and cool. I wonder if that works. Blow that away. My little stick. Will this work? So I've used a skewer. It could be from a barbecue, could be a little cocktail stick, or it could be the end of a pencil. And then when you draw into it, you would just have to wipe it off. So I could do this one first. Yay! And I'll colour the dinosaur green so you can see it work on there. Hopefully you'll get to see it on the screen. Whee! And then you have to wipe off all the little bit or blow them off afterwards and scratch into it. I wonder if you could see, But that's really effective if you have a white piece of paper, which I might show you now. Yeah, why not? I've got lots of time. So that's the collage so far. I could turn it this way. I could turn it that way. Or this way. Which way would it go if I was to hang it up? I could do it upside down. So let's see if this works. If I quickly colour so you can see it on the white paper. This is a great way to express feelings. So depending on how old you are when you're watching, even if you're little, you might just draw circles. And the colours might share a mood at how you're feeling. Let's go for orange. And I used a different type of paper the other day. I used them from my sketchbook, like watercolour paper, so it's a bit thicker. So it worked well. So I don't know how well it will work on here, but I'm going to give it a go. Do I have a red or something? Well, I can't find it. So where's my stick gone? Oh yes, yeah. I could write in it. Hello. I could write how I'm feeling. I could write blue. Or blue might be thoughtful. Blue doesn't have to be sad. And yellow doesn't have to be happy. But they're just my first ideas that I think about. And then, where's the pencil? Draw into it. And this one. Yeah. So a darker colour. And it does work really well with a stick. So I don't know if you've got any in your kitchen that you could use, or even a natural stick from outside. But I like scratching into surfaces. I think it's fun, and that's a great way to express yourself. So one day I was showing people how to do a collage and I wasn't sure where to start, so I was just, hello, Sam's really enjoying this, he keeps giggling. Now Sam, I don't know if you saw this, but I had an elephant earlier. He's going, hello, I like to use my imagination. So this little elephant is from Inside Out. I also had an alien, because sometimes I don't know how I feel. Feelings can be strange. So even when you're a grown up and someone says, how are you feeling today? Sometimes you don't know. Then I had a panda bear, because not everything is always black and white. So you might not just feel one thing at one time. You might feel lots of different things, and that's okay. And I don't know if you saw, Sam, I also showed a collage. It was a birthday card that Kirky got from our friend little girl called Olive. And I'll hold it. Which way? Not that way. I can't stay still. A collage, and it was like a monster. So a balloon with lots of googly eyes, some sparkly glitter, some rainbows and sunshine. So you might be feeling happy, sad, scary, all kinds of things. Ooh, I've got lots of fun things on my desk. You might be feeling nice and restful like a cat. So you could make yourself some puppets of feeling and do collages on puppets. So this is just a gardening stick, and then you could cut out your pictures and put them on a stick. Meow. And I imagine cats are loving this weather, because our cat Louis just sleeps like that with his arms stretched out in the garden. So I think he's loving that. And also I showed this at the beginning. because sometimes we feel all kinds of emotions which are like the colours of the rainbow, a rainbow of feeling. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And I like playing, so I have a little windmill on my desk. So sometimes when I'm tapping my brain, wondering where to start, because sometimes you have lots of jobs in your mind that you've got to do, and it's a good way of just taking a breath. So when you think of mindfulness and relaxation, very often they tell you to take a deep breath in and a deep breath out to make you feel better. And I like a windmill because you can just keep blowing the breaths out. So it's a good thinking wheel for me. I'm glad you're having a good time, Sam. Oh, yes. So if I bring this piece of paper closer, you can see it might be back to front because there is a little tool on here that I could change it around so you read it right, but I don't want to suddenly end the video. So I've got the words blue, hello, what else did I write? Happy. And then if I turn it around closer, you can see some squiggles inside the oil pastels. So you can mix it up. You don't have to just do collage. If you've got a big craft box like I have with everything in, and you might start off doing a collage and then some drawing, and then you might just want to put some paint on the paper. So I'm going to put some pink on mine before I finish. Pink's a lovely bright colour. I'm going to do some pink splodges. Splat! Ping, 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 ping. Do, 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 do. Nice big pink circle. I'm very tempted to put one on my nose, but I'm going to behave. Ha ha ha. Because you have to be sensible. Unless your grown-ups have put mats down on the floor and the table and give you permission to be messy and you can wash your hands afterwards. I know you can give yourself permission really, but it's just nice to take care of our homes and where we live and the things we use. So if I was to start painting my nose and my fingertips and then went downstairs and forgot to wash my hands, I would be leaving fingerprints on the stairways, maybe on the cushion, maybe on the tap when I'm going to get a drink. Pop, 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 pop. So I've just put lots of paint blots on here. So yeah, have lots of fun. Rainbow, more giggles. I reined myself in a little bit. Oh my goodness, I could go far and wide, but in case anyone tuned in and was like, what session have I tuned in for? I thought, reel it back in, Hegarty. So, here's my little picture. If you've done one today, I'd love to see it. So, just a collage of feelings, just a little bit of everything. You could start off with paper, pictures from magazines, use paints, crayons, felt tips, whatever you find. And I find the more random, the better, which means when I've not thought about it too much and I just keep adding, I've let my creative mind open up, so I'm not trying to put things in the right place. I've just had a play. So I hope you enjoy the rest of today. It's the last day of the festival, but if you've missed anything from this week, because obviously it's been so sunny that lots of people have been playing outside, you can go back to the videos. So they're still on the Scraggy Moo Facebook page, which you're on today. It will be in the Casting Rainbows event. And then if you know anybody that would like to watch these sessions, but they might not be on Facebook, Kirky uses his magical technical wizardry skills and he puts the videos up on YouTube so you can watch them there. So I'm glad you've had lots and lots of giggles today and lots of fun. And I'm going to be saying a big thank you after all the activities today and the singing to all my friends which are all these lovely people that have come together this week. And I've only given them about 2 weeks' notice because an idea just pinged in my head one day to do sessions online for people. Because at home during lockdown, we've been doing lots of different activities to have fun and keep busy, and it helps to keep us well. So there's lots of people we know that like to do art, play music, do creative writing, sing, move for well-being, lots and lots of creative things to keep us well. So make sure you always look after yourself. I know we don't always get it right because that's just human nature. Sometimes we forget to look after ourselves, but it's making sure that we know all the things that help us. Like my idea would be ice cream, drawing, playing in my garden, watering the flowers, reading books with Kirky, seeing my friends and family. So although I can't see them as close as I'd like to during this time, I can see them on my phone when I call them, and it's about just knowing what keeps us well when not just when we need it, because sometimes we could leave it a little bit too late, but making sure we make the time to do it every day because we are very, very important. We're the only person that exists like us, so we're like snowflakes. We are unique. Nobody is like you. You're a very special person. So please send me your artwork. I would love to see what you've done today. I have talked so much. You will probably have a nice drink after this session and a little rest and keep doing your artwork. And if you want to join in with Adele's session, she'll come on after me. Hello, Michelle. Oh, you're going to donate now. Thank you so, so much. So, yes, donate whatever you can. No donation is too small, and we really, really mean that. So, if you'd like a dinosaur, I said at the start of the session, I'll just do a quick recap. We asked for £3, and that's just for the session and a printout. So I send you one. So our little poster looks like this, but I can send you one like this, and you can colour it in and collage on here and paint however you want it to be. You might turn yours into a hat. You might turn yours into a bunting, a dinosaur bunting like mine. And whatever you do, everything helps. So yes, also if you like colouring in, Rainbows on their website do some free printouts of bears, so they're called Bow Bears, so you can print out their pictures. Do, 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 do. Let's see. And I'm not saying in any way that any one person has to donate £5 today. This is just an idea to show you if 5 people each gave £1, and that's all you need to do, or if you want to have a dinosaur, that's £3. But if different people donate a little bit of money, £5 funds a day's arts and craft materials for Rainbows. So a bit like how I've done a session today, their support team do arts and crafts with children, and that funds a whole day. So I've only been here for 53 minutes, but that does it all day long for those lovely children. So I think, I keep saying it's time for me to go, but it really is. Oh, it's time for me to go now. But I'll be back later to say a big thank you to everybody for taking part in the festival. Hello, Vince, you are right. I'm going to have a nice drink when you finish. Lovely. Oh, that's a lovely message. Thank you, Amanda. Oh, I hope you've had fun, Darcy and Sam and everybody that's watching. It's so lovely for you to join in today. But yes, it's time for me to go. Maybe I'll go and have a cup of tea. Or just to show you 2 more toys because I can't help myself sometimes. I've got Mrs. Potts, whoop, and Chip from Beauty and the Beast. So I might go and make myself a cup of tea. So have a lovely day. Make sure you stay refreshed and look after yourself and hydrated. And hopefully you'll join into the rest of the sessions today. Bye, everybody. Take care. Bye. I was just looking at my little